everyone, welcome back to Expats Toolkit. Are you dreaming of living abroad but worried about the logistics of managing your mail back home? Yes, it can be a real headache. With bills piling up, subscriptions coming through, important documents lost, not exactly the relaxing expat life you envisioned. But fear not. In this video today, I am going to walk you through the process of how to manage your mail abroad, give you some strategies to manage your mail, and enjoy your life as an expat. Let's start with the problem. Let's just face it, P.O. boxes don't work for everything. So we must figure out another strategy of how to manage your mail while living abroad. Here are some solutions that I hope will help. First, you can try forwarding your mail to a trusted friend or family member. That's what we did. You just set it up, you forward your information to them, and they will receive your mail. And you obviously need to sit down with them and discuss the process of how you'll want them to open your mail, scan your mail to you, or whatever, however you decide to choose to do that. That's the most easiest way, first of all, to deal with your mail. It is important for you to continue to have an address in your home country for banking, taxes, other important documents. So that's why today we're going to talk about these different strategies of how to continue to have that mailbox address, but also be able to either see your mail, scan your mail, all that good stuff. You can choose what works best for you. If you choose to have your mail forward to your family or friends, make sure to give them clear instructions of how you want to handle it. I suggest that you designate one person that's receiving the mail to also be able to make deposits, sign on things, because as you're going to receive documents, you're going to need someone that can make some transactions for you. Clear communication in this relationship is key. Before you jet off to your new country, I suggest that you have all your important documents scanned and uploaded to a cloud. Before I left the US, I had all of our banking information, insurance, health records, all of these different things that I felt were very important to us, scanned to a cloud service. And that way, while we're living in our foreign country, we could access that information easily. It also alleviates all that paper weight you need to save for other things, not to have to bring it with you. I also did this with lots of photographs. I'm a photographer, fun, that's what I do. I had a gazillion photos of my kids, of us travels, everything you can imagine. So I was trying to decide, how do I handle all of those? I can't bring them here, too much weight. So what I first did was I delegated out photos that I had to all family members that either I had albums of, like my kids, or other family members. And then I took the leftover pictures I had and I scanned them up onto a photography program, I guess you would call it, like Shutterfly. Amazon has one. There's several different kinds out there. I created albums that were digital. So that way you could still go back and look at these beautiful pictures, but I didn't have to bring them with me. So that's an option you can do as well. You'll also want to make sure that before you depart your home country, you'll want to update your bank, government agency, anybody that you feel would be sending you important documents, and let them know your new address of where you're forwarding it to, or if you decide to go virtual mail, give them a heads up of what you're doing, because that way that'll alleviate them sending things that don't need to be sent. If something needs to be signed, they'll know that they got to send it to you digitally. Those are some best pieces of advice I can give you before you depart your home country. Next, we'll go into virtual mail. This is kind of a new concept for me. I didn't do it, but I know that there are others out there that have, because they didn't have a family or friend to forward their mail to. Virtual mailbox is a service that actually gives you a physical mailing address that you can use as a permanent address for sending physical mail, packaging, even if you're traveling overseas. These services include online mail notifications, shredding documents you don't need, viewing of envelopes or information within the letter that was sent to you. It's a scanning service. They have a forwarding service. They also can package and store items for you. These are some different services that a virtual mail company offers. There's usually a base price, And then any additional things that you need that service to do is an add-on. So depending on how much of the service you need will depend on the price. I've created a downloadable document that you can print, the link is below, of a list of different virtual mailbox companies that did some research on it and all seem to be very reputable. I give you a little bit of a price range and the link is there as well. Take a look at that if that is something you're interested in. Definitely worth something to check out if you don't have a place you can forward your mail to. The beauty about a virtual mailbox is for those that live in states where you have to pay state taxes if you have a physical address there, is that you can actually change your physical address to a state that doesn't require that. And so there's some things that you can play around with here you might want to consider. Just a thought. The key is to do research on these virtual mailbox services because obviously some are better than others. Again, I would recommend that you ask other expats or people that have traveled abroad or lived abroad what they recommend and what their experiences have been. Just be aware that there is a monthly fee for these virtual mailboxes, and so this will be an added expense to your lifestyle. Now, the next thing I say is I recommend that you go paperless. What I mean by that is obviously get all the things that were typically sent to you in the mail to go digitally so that you can look at it online or it's sent to your email. This will help alleviate a lot of waste that comes in the mail. The funny thing is, here in Turkey, even though we do have a mailbox in our building, we never I can literally say we never receive mail except for our water bill, which is a meter reading report, and everybody gets one in their box, but they don't use mail here anymore. And I'm not sure why in the US we have so much mail. A lot of it is junk mail. It's definitely convenient to go paperless, get all of your credit cards, insurance, healthcare, all that stuff can go paperless. You can just receive it on your phone. Now, if you're dealing with a financial advisor or manager, make sure that they are very aware of your moving and living abroad because obviously they will be handling finances and may send checks and those sort of things to your current mailing address. If you're forwarding your mail or you're going virtual mail, they need to be notified about that process so that checks don't get lost. You get paid. If you have someone that's managing bills or your business for you, again, this is where it's very important to notify them of your moving address and where that information or paperwork should go to while you're living abroad. Now, if you have someone that's going to be the person that's checking your mail for you because you're keeping your home, you're keeping your mailbox, and it's a rental or whatever you decide to do, you really need to do a regular check-in. Have someone walk over there, drive over there, go through the mailbox, that sort of thing. If you have a P.O. box, obviously that's something that somebody needs to check. But don't just assume, oh, I'm gone, therefore it will just sit in the mailbox. You really need to have someone kind of regularly check it, probably once a month, depending on how much mail that you've received, and make that a habit. If you're only going to do a short-term travel, in other words, maybe just go for a scouting trip or a month or 2 months, check with the post office and ask them to hold your mail for you. It's better for them to hold it for you at their office than it to be sitting in your mailbox for security reasons, so I would do that for sure. If you're getting subscriptions like magazines or newspapers or, you get something delivered to you on a monthly basis, if you're not going to be there to receive it, I would cancel that subscription. If you are wanting to continue with that subscription, you need to let them know that you have a forwarding address or how they're supposed to handle where to send that subscription. Just make sure you're updating all your shipping information. Amazon, I'm not sure what you would be using, but just make sure that they have been informed of the current address change. I would also, if you have a carrier that comes to your home, I would definitely try to connect with that carrier to let them know that you're moving. Give them a emergency contact number or someone that they can call just in case they're out delivering something and they know that you're not there, but they feel like that piece of mail needs to go to someone else or be handled differently. Let them know, okay? Just a reminder to subscribe and like this video, as I will continue to share more information about moving and living abroad. Having your mail monitored is important. So many things get lost in mail, as just like lost in translation. It's not that difficult, but again, like I say, if you have a lot of mail and you're still running a business back home, or you're going to collect money from other companies because you're a digital nomad, a virtual mailbox is definitely a way to go. I know that some people have asked me, well, hey, I'll mail this to you in Turkey. Well, it's not the best route to do. Mail here, obviously, like I told you, is just not very common here. It's not very reliable, and things definitely get lost easily here. So also, you may want to check services like DHL, whatever their international services they use, UPS. Maybe if there is something that you may need from back home, see if that service is available for shipping abroad. If you have any questions that you feel like you want to ask me, please send me a message and I'll get back with you as soon as possible. I'm on social media, Facebook and Instagram. You can message me there as well. I try to share as much information as I can to help you in this process. If you're very serious about moving abroad, I encourage you to go back and watch several of my other great videos to explain to you about how to choose between renting a car versus riding public transportation, or should you buy a home or rent a home. So many different things I've covered in the videos about healthcare, about taxes. I think you'll find them useful if you're really serious about moving abroad. I'll leave some links below that you can go back and watch. There's many more probably that aren't on that list. I encourage you to subscribe to this channel so that you'll get notified when the next video comes available. By implementing these different strategies, you will be effectively able to manage your mail abroad. Now go out there, explore the world, rest assured that your important documents are in safe hands. Thank you for joining me today. Have a wonderful day. Continue to watch Expats Toolkit.